Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, June 26th. I'm Herman Green with your midday news. A special welcome if you're watching online at onespotmedia.com. There are more concerns and controversy in relation to the recent primary exit profile PEP exams and results. This time it's from opposition spokesman on education, Ronald Thwaites, who says the majority of students who sat the PEP examinations underperformed. Mr. Thwaites was speaking on TVJ's Smile Jamaica program this morning. He says while PEP is a step forward, the new curriculum should have been enforced over a 3-year period.
The process was too rushed. New curriculum, new method of assessment, virtually all at the same time. We needed to have let the curriculum settle in over a period of 3 years, because it really is different from the old one and better. And then gradually introduced this new form of assessment, which is really different and much better over that period and even longer. We didn't do that, and so I think we're seeing the consequences.
But that was not the only reason. He also believes that students are being taught by teachers who are not adequately trained, especially in mathematics.
Our children are coming to PEP with inadequate preparation. Many of them are being taught in the primary schools in a language that they don't understand. Yes? We teach them in standard Jamaican English, but they speak Jamaican Creole. They're being taught numeracy, mathematics, by teachers, many of whom, indeed most of whom, don't like mathematics and haven't been adequately trained in mathematics. The number of teachers who we have still in the system who understand both the rudiments of mathematics and the methodology for teaching it.
Classes at the Port Henderson Primary School in Portmore St. Catherine have again been suspended. School administrators closed the doors as the ongoing dust problem from roadworks being carried out by the National Works Agency, NWA, continued to impede the relearning process. When we visited the school on Monday, instead of doing the scheduled end-of-year exams, students were seen with buckets and water and rags wiping the dust-covered desks. But with no final exams, Principal of the institution, Sharon Byfield Stewart, explained on Monday how the students' final grades will be calculated.
Normally, every term, end of term, we do a test. So far, they have 2 end of term grades. So if we are unable to continue school this week, then the teachers maybe would have to use an average of those 2 grades to give them a final grade.
Since last week, fewer students have been attending school each day because of the dust nuisance. Data received by TVJ News revealed that of the 220 students enrolled, only 126 turned up to school on Tuesday. When we spoke with communications manager of the NWA, Stephen Shaw, he said some asphaltic work is to be carried out in short order.
We have reached a point where a section of the road was recently oiled, and the paving activities are expected to begin tomorrow in the vicinity of the school.
And as road construction works continue in the corporate area, the NWA says the project at the Portia Simpson Miller Square in St. Andrew is now more than 80% complete. Speaking with TVJ News Wednesday morning, NWA Communications Manager Stephen Shaw explained that most of the major work in that area has been completed and motorists should have access by September.
The 3 miles area is coming along nicely. The bridges have been completed. We are continuing our activities on the corridor itself, leading from 3 miles towards Halfway Tree and along Spanish Town Road. So, we have made significant progress, and we still believe we'll be in a position to have vehicular access in a significant way along the corridor before the end of the summer.
The Health Ministry is to restart its enhanced vector control program on July 1 in response to increased cases of dengue fever in the island. The ministry yesterday confirmed that a child is suspected to have died from dengue and that there are more suspected cases of the mosquito-borne virus in Western Jamaica. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bissesa McKenzie gave details on the vector control program.
The ministry has engaged 1,000 vector control workers across the island that will be rolling out the public education program again starting in July, the 1st of July. So these workers are currently being engaged, and by the start of July, they should be on the ground in communities resensitizing again.
She's also urging Jamaicans to be vigilant and to act quickly if they suspect a case of dengue.
What we want to encourage is that persons visit their health practitioners early. If it is that they suspect that their child, maybe, or adult have fever, headache, joint pain, rashes, any sign of bleeding, we want them to get to the hospital early. We notice that we're seeing, in severe cases of dengue, we're seeing increased amount of nausea, vomiting, and GI symptoms. So if any of these are happening in association with a fever, persons should visit their doctor early. We want to prevent cases from deteriorating.
And with that, we take a break here on the Midday News, but stay with us. More stories after the break. Welcome back, continuing the news. Workers in the tourism industry are one step closer to having an approved pension scheme. The House of Representatives on Tuesday passed the long-awaited bill with 11 amendments. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the development has come at a time when the industry is recording unprecedented levels of growth.
And last year we had $3.3 billion earned from just over 4.3 million visitors. And so far for this year, Mr. Speaker, I'm very proud to tell you that again we are on track to break all records in 2019. For the first half of the year, Mr. Speaker, we have cleared 2 million visitors, the first time in the history of Jamaica. And we have earned close to $2 billion, and the team tells me that by July, next month, we would have cleared $2 billion in earnings from tourism in Jamaica.
The Attorney General is calling for more resources to complete the heavy caseload in her office. Speaking in the sectoral debates on Tuesday, she said close to 29,300 case files are in the Attorney General's chambers. Over 24,000 are active.
Our current establishment, Mr. Speaker, has us with less than 50 attorneys and under 50 administrative support staff. Even with the best of will and talent, we are not able to turn around the work at a pace that we would like. Not only are our client MDAs negatively impacted, but so too are the people who are involved in this matter.
And here now is a preview of what's coming up in this evening's Health Report.
In the next edition of the Health Report, we'll look at foodborne illnesses.
And the unfortunate thing is that sometimes, because we now import food from overseas, you can have food contaminated and is brought into the island. And there are some years ago, there were some Brussels sprouts, which I think were produced in Spain and spread all over Europe. And they had really severe cases of food poisoning. But they were able to trace it back because they now look at the whole food supply chain.
That's the Health Report this evening in Primetime News. And now for today's Healthy Living tip. Wash your hands before handling food. Separate raw meat, poultry, and seafood from other foods. Cook food thoroughly, especially meat, poultry, eggs, and seafood. Do not leave cooked food at room temperature for more than 2 hours. And use safe water or treat it to make it safe.
We go now to news in sports as Jamaica's Reggae Boys are through to the quarterfinals of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. And that wraps up the Midday News. I'm Herman Green. Remember, join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports, and production teams, good afternoon.